Folks, I don't often have to start with a disclaimer about, my sweat and general tiredness, but, that all plays into the excitement about the topic of today's video. Because not only are we eating something that many of us have loved since childhood, or something that includes something that many of us have loved since childhood, but I'm also sweaty. It's 30 degrees outside, and I'm excited, okay? For the first time, as I'm led to believe, Nutella have released Nutella ice cream. Or should I say, technically where I am, Nutella gelato. Now, I'll be honest, in a rare set of circumstances, in a rare outcome, I have only heard good things about this, both from people I know in real life and from social media. That's rare. So this is apparently the very first Nutella gelato, to the point that when you actually look at it, it doesn't even need to tell you what it is. It requires no introduction. It just says new Nutella. Bam, in the freezer. Since when? It's only a 230 gram thing, and in fact it is very light, which equates to apparently 470 mils. And inside we can expect to find gelato alla nocciola con crema da spalmare alle nocciole e al cacao, as in hazelnut ice cream, 72.4% hazelnut ice cream with Nutella in and throughout that will approximately take up 27.6% of this. Main ingredients are milk, sugar, then cream, and then vegetable oils and hazelnuts. It's looking, from that we will have a relatively decent supermarket quality freezer aisle ice cream with Nutella inside, but let's find out. So here is what we're looking at here. I have a little teaspoon because I refuse, if I'm in my own home, to eat ice cream or any dessert with a tablespoon, with a big spoon of any sort. It's wee spoons. As you can hear, it's a little bit solid on top. However, when we actually break through this kind of Nutella lid, which isn't too thin but isn't too thick, we have that kind of soft brown and relatively hazelnutty smelling gelato in there. Let's see how it is. All things considered, it was unlikely to be bad, wasn't it? I was very, very much obsessed with Nutella as a child, and I'm still obsessed with all things chocolate hazelnut. So a completely unbiased review on this for me was always going to be pretty much impossible. I have to be honest, but I'm going back in for another spoonful before I even make another comment. It may not be the easiest to see, but thankfully this also isn't like the only actual Nutella part that's in there. It's also swirled all the way through, which is why it's kind of soft at the edges, but then as you get your spoon into the middle of it, you can see swirls of that kind of Nutella through there too, which means you're getting it in pretty much every mouthful. It's not just like one bit you enjoy at the top, like some of the Ben & Jerry's topped ones that exist, for example, and then missing it in everything else. €5 isn't cheap. And it is very airy. It's a more mousse-like ice cream, as any supermarket ice cream or gelato is, really, because gelato from a gelateria often demands very specific temperatures for an extended period of time, which mass markets, supermarkets are not going to be able to or care to do. So on that front, it is quite pricey. However, I have had and paid more for worse quality gelato from actual gelaterias, if I'm being honest. It goes without saying, it's not the highest quality product, perhaps not even the highest quality product you can find in a supermarket. The price isn't the best either. Quite pricey, quite inaccessible for some, and it's €5 here in Italy. I would imagine in Northern Europe, elsewhere in the world, even it will cost even more. So, there's that factor to consider when considering the rating here. That said, as a Nutella fan, as a lifelong Nutella fan, it's satisfying. I know that it's delivering what it's supposed to deliver, both in the gelato, both in the Nutella being all the way through. I think it's great that they've stuck to just the most classic of branding on the front. They're not going for anything, eye-popping and ridiculous or new with their marketing. They're keeping it the same as it's always been. I kind of love that it doesn't even have to say gelato or anything else on it. It's just like Nutella. Take it or leave it. It's not the best I've ever had. It's certainly not the worst. I'm not disappointed by any means. Do I think the ingredients could be higher quality for the budget they have? Yeah. Do I think the price could maybe be lower? Yeah. However, It's satisfied me as a Nutella fan to the point that I've eaten maybe just over half of the tub, and I'm good. Happy to leave that for another time. But all things considered, I would give it a 4 out of 5. There's room for improvement, but it's satisfactory. If you guys have tasted the new Nutella gelato or the new Nutella ice cream for yourselves, please do let me know your thoughts. Whether you're in Europe, elsewhere in the world, let me know if you found this, what you think about it. It's nothing new or mind-blowing in terms of flavor combinations or products in general, but it's doing what it says it's going to do. And sometimes you just need products to do that, you know? But please do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe and stick around for more chocolate reviews, foodie vlogs, recipes, and more. But I'm afraid that's all I have time for today. I'm going to go put this back in the freezer, maybe, before me or it turns to liquid, and I will see you for the next one.